Hello lovely people. So I thought I would do just a little bit of an update of what's going on, and I've been working on this book. This is one of the proofs. This is actually the first proof, and there was lots of things wrong with it, so I ended up getting a second proof, but this is my first book. It is actually published and it is live now, so you can get your own copy. But I had, as you can see, there had issues with the edging and things like that, but that's all sorted now. But my dilemma is I have these very cute little CE tested dogs. They've got white tummies, which sort of annoys me slightly because the Custard, the dog, doesn't have a white tummy, but this is because you're meant to be able to print on it. Now, I do not want to print on this animal's tummy. I have done it on another animal before, and it was torture. Not only was it quite hard to get the animal in the press, but also the poor animal looks so miserable. I thought I was sort of killing a toy. So it wasn't in any way, shape or form a pleasant experience for either of us. So I won't do their tummies anymore, but I will do t-shirts and things like that. So I'm going to print a little t-shirt for this one. So this is my Custard the dog. He is a similar sort of colour, but you'll notice there are some substantial differences. One, he's fluffy. Well, there's nothing I can do about that. But his ears are the wrong colour, and for some reason he hasn't got a tail. Now, if I add a tail, open him up and add a tail, I think I'm going to invalidate the CE testing. But what I thought I would do is make him some separate little ears to put over these ears and sew them on, because these are sort of brown and floppy. So I got some felt to give it a go, and we'll see how it goes. And I thought I would do it so that you can see, and also to record how I do it if it works. But yeah, this is my little Custard the dog. So these come in two sizes. This is the little one. There is a big one as well, and I wanted to do these as a promotional offer for people wishing to buy the book, depending on how much aggro the ears cost, or not cost but cause. He is very cute. When I originally this dog has had so many makeovers over the years, but I did make him look more like the dogs I used to be able to get from my supplier, but then they changed the design completely. So he's got a black nose, and he hasn't got a black nose on here, but I don't really want to go back through all the illustrations and change the illustrations so that he'll look more like the dog. The reason I have darker ears on here is so that it's more expressive. You can see his, not emotions as such, but it means I need less line work, because these particular images don't have black outlines. Unlike a lot of mine, I use shadow to help identify where the edges are, and a slight darker line as well. So I'm going to give it a go and see how we go. I've got a little bit of scrap paper here, and I think a pencil will probably be the best bet. So I thought I'd try and make myself a little bit of a pattern. So it's all right, Custard. Okay. So I want to do the general shape because I want it to feel full, because I'm going to put the original ear inside. Here's my plan. Okay. I'm going to need a little bit of a sewing border, because I think what I'm going to do is turn it inside out to give it a little bit more depth. If of course this works, I might end up putting it, doing it on a sewing machine, but I'm going to have to do the attaching to his body or his head by hand, because that's the only way you can be delicate with a soft toy, you know. Right, so I think I will still going to give it a little bit more of a margin, because I can always cut it down. So I got this felt from the range to be honest, it is a little bit tough, and I think I would like softer, but I also need to bear in mind that I need felt that's not going to disintegrate, so we'll see how it goes. So Custard obviously has 2 ears. I mean, that may not be obvious, but I mean, it's obvious to me. So I need 4 bits. Sorry, that implies I think you're stupid. Oh, blimey. I should never do these videos, should I? Okay, so I've got 4 in all. I've got some needles, and this is the only brown thread I've got, so I thought I'd give this a go to start with. Oh, it's gone a bit of a crazy... What is going on? So I started writing Pip and Custard books about 20 years ago when I was working in a preschool, and I noticed there was a severe shortage of books on certain subjects. So you know, there weren't any on fireworks back then. In fact, there weren't any on Mother's Day, which is another one that I'm planning. Not something that is explaining what Mother's Day is. Not saying quite like... I don't even know where I got these needles from, but they're all a variety of different sizes. Not saying quite sharp, I think. Yeah, let's go for that one. So I started writing these books as a way of telling stories to preschoolers and reception children to explain certain little things in life. And after about 7 years, I came out of working in... No, longer than that actually. I came out working in preschool, and had forgotten all about these books. And I could really see them being turned into cartoons and things like that. So over the years, I've tried illustrating the books and re-illustrating them because I wasn't happy with them. And, you know, it's been a really long time in the making. And let's just double check how small. I just eventually decided to just get on and do it. So I had submitted the book to a publisher years ago, but had no interest. But I think it's because the illustrations were just awful. So I kept changing the illustrations. It's been on the back burner. It's yeah, it's just not been a priority for years. I've just had too many other things on. So it was good to eventually do it and get it sorted. I just hope there aren't too many books that are about fireworks now that makes it slightly obsolete. But there are several advantages to doing it now rather than doing it back then. I can now print all my own merchandise. So I can print my own author's swag bag, which is kind of great, and it'll save me pennies too, which means I can get, you know, better deals to my customers. And the in order to get the ISBN number, I had to buy them independently, because if you publish a book through Amazon, they do give you a free ISBN number. That's the barcode on the back. Instantly, that's that bit there. This is the free one I got with Amazon, but I decided not to use it in the end because it means you can only sell through Amazon and it can only be available on Kindle, whereas I like the idea that maybe it could be stocked in Waterstones or Barnes & Noble and things like that. So I'm actually going to publish it through another company as well, where it will stock all those things. So I had to provide my own ISBN number. So I had to purchase them separately. One ISBN number is £90. Can you believe it? So I bought several ISBN numbers, which makes them an awful lot cheaper. I think it makes them about £15 each. So if you're going to do it, it's totally worth getting a few, because even if you don't use all 10, you definitely save money. So yeah, that's what I ended up doing. So it does take a little while to get it published, or rather to get it live. So it was live on Amazon.com sort of within a few days, but I certainly couldn't send my UK customers to the Amazon one because they were charging nearly £8 worth of postage. So I had to wait until it went live on the co.uk, and it did do it eventually, but it easily took over a week, which was a right pain, quite frankly. But you know, it's live now. It went live 2 days ago in the afternoon. I just happened to check it again because in the morning it wasn't live, so I suppose it was, I don't know, updated by an American time, possibly. I don't know. Anyway, it is available now, and if you order through, you probably get this through all publishing houses, but ordering would get author copies substantially cheaper than the retail price, which means that I can stock some author copies and provide gifts to go with them, so that I'm not losing out financially, but you are, as a customer, are getting more. So hopefully that'll work, although I haven't ordered that many author copies, and if you order author copies, they take ages, and it is really, the time is really frustrating actually. But I've got a craft fair at the beginning of July, so I'm hoping they'll be all available by then. I've also published another book, and I'm waiting for the proof to come through, so I really want that to be ready by then as well. So we shall see. Right, okay, so I've gone all round this ear. Just going to make sure I'm a bit worried that if I use a sewing machine, what's going to happen is it's going to sort of almost perforate the felt. I think what I'll have to do is make sure I use a long stitch, maybe. Right, so I'm thinking let's cut some little widgets out of his ears. I mean, the nice thing about felt is it doesn't fray, I suppose. So this is just so that when it goes inside out, it shouldn't be all buckly. Around the corners. Sorry, obviously concentrating more with cutting than I am with sewing. It's probably because I don't want to cut my fingers off. Okay, let's have a look. I expect I can get thicker felt as well, actually. Let's just see if this works first. Oh, for starters, I obviously need a tighter stitch. Right, let's see if it fits on his ear. It's like a little ear sleeping bag, Custard. I need a proddy thing, but obviously not anything that's sharp. Pierce your ears yet, eh? Okay, so I definitely needed it closer at the top. And then I'm going to have to sew it just on the top. Oh, I'm not sure this is going to work, you know. You don't really want to sew into your head. It feels quite hard. I think that's the thing I don't like. I might have to go and explore and see if I can get some decent felt. There's a fabric shop up the road, so I might try that. But I really want it narrower at the top. Doesn't feel very rounded. Right, so I think my next job is to go get some softer felt because this is not overly soft. My other consideration was to maybe dye his ears, but if I spray them, one, it'll clump, because I don't think you can get fabric paint spray. If I dipped them into fabric dye, and then his ears are just going to look a bit funny, I think. They're not going to be as soft because they'll have been washed. I don't really want to put the whole thing in the washing machine because I think that's a little bit cruel, isn't it? Yes. I don't know. Maybe I ought to just leave the ears and just accept that he's not going to look quite the same. I'd love to know what you think, because I don't think this is going to work. It is too hard. It needs to be way softer, especially as he's so soft. It'd be kind of nice to get minky fabric, but then that'll add to the cost because I've got the construction and the cost of minky, and minky is really expensive. If you don't want minky ears, it's kind of like this sort of feel, but it's a much softer pile. It's ever so soft. I don't know. Do you think it looks all right? I don't really want to alter him. He's just so cute. But I want to be posting pictures of this custard going on adventures. And I want to post them on my Pip and Custard page. So I do want to make my mind up before I post any pictures of him doing fun things. Oh, you're so difficult. Oh, I can't decide. Right, I'm going to go and see what you guys think. All right, bye.